Second offensive possession for the Broncos. They begin at their own 15-yard line. Nick's going to go from the gun on 1st and 10. Sean Payton going pass over the middle, and he completes.
So that's a lot of throwing to put on a quarterback making his first start.
On 3rd and 2, Nix climbs the pocket, and he's going down. Alex Highsmith coming around the corner. They pick up the blitz over the middle. He gets it to George Pickens. The electrifying target was Jaquan McMillan on the coverage, and Pickens was able to beat him on the slant. Fresh set of downs for Fields. Here they come. Cooper coming with some heat. Fields, the escape artist, and Fields making it happen. First and 10 as they now are in the red zone. Fields rolls out, throws across his body. It's caught. That's the tight end, Pat Freiermuth. That newly minted contract extension, and just a marvelous play by Fields. See what Freiermuth did. It was a red zone target his first season in the league. Can he get back to that for Pittsburgh here? Fields buried. Jonah Ellis coming from the blind side. 3rd and goal. Fields to the end zone. It's caught. Washington for the Steelers touchdown. And Pittsburgh with its first touchdown of the season. Final 35 seconds of the quarter. Nix over the middle completes. Javonte Williams gets the Broncos their first down of the quarter.
It is good that they are attempting to throw the ball down the field.
Trying to loosen them up a little bit on 3rd and 6. Boy, tight window pass. It's incomplete. Play action from Fields. Goes to the check. It's Warren out of the backfield.
Broncos are showing heavy blitz, but I wouldn't be surprised if they drop back into zone.
Here they come. Fields protected near side. It's caught. Pickens. First down, Pittsburgh. See what the Steelers have done on 3rd down. Tough one here. 3rd and 23 with Freiermuth over the middle. So they're going to be well short of the first down as Freiermuth makes the catch, his 2nd of the day.
I know him better.
High-level television.
I know him better than that, yeah.
Back to the ground game. First down and more for Denver.
Yeah.
That's Tyler Beatty, just called up from their practice squad, so he gets some run early in this game. And it's a pickup of 16. Can he get them onto the scoreboard here? 5 and change left. Nix gonna run for it. First down and more. Slides down close to the Pittsburgh 40. It's a pickup of 13.
Steelers coming with a different defensive alignment, but you better believe there will be eyes on the quarterback.
McLaughlin, top of your picture. Nix hard fake twice, and they get him. What? Shoestring sack from the master himself.
Nix has gone down without really getting touched.
Continues to climb the charts over the middle. This is Marvin Mims Jr. They've been clamoring for him to have a little bit more of a role in this offense. He picks up 9, but they're short of the first down. But he sends his offense back onto the field, and here we go. Nix from the gun, sidearm delivery, batted down. Nearly picked by Queen as Sean Payton rolls the dice.
3rd and medium to 3rd and short for much of this football game, and to me, that's an advantage for Justin Fields.
On 3rd and 4, they go outside the numbers. It is Austin. 10 seconds with 1 timeout left in their back pocket. 2nd and 13. Fields, quick delivery near side to Jefferson. Jefferson slipping some tackles, still going, and he is inside the 5-yard line. For again, Cam Johnston, who was lost for the season last week with that knee injury. Chip shot field goal from Boswell is good.
So far, it looks like he's starting to understand and feel what Arthur Smith is trying to do on offense.
And he continues to play efficiently. This is Freiermuth again.
Here's something we haven't seen a lot of in this game. Pittsburgh in a 3rd and 10 situation for Denver. They've got to have this down.
On 3rd and 10, Fields again contacted just on the release, looking in the direction of Pickens.
they've run basic coverages, and they've allowed their front to just try to get after Nix.
Williams is blown up. Magnificent defense from Elliott.
Coming in from the inside, and he has to throw it away.
On 3rd and 7, they need one here. They find Sutton. Multiple flags fly. It's a first down connection. Longest pass play of the day. Direct snap here and some trickery. Nix taking a shot. Deep down the field. It is caught. Reynolds.
Have it.
You know, this was one of the worst red zone offenses last season for Denver. On 2nd and goal, Nix protected to the back of the end zone. Picked off. Intercepted. And it's Trice. He gets his first pick to get the football back to Fields in the offense. Up 10-0, 6 and change left in the 3rd quarter. Fields puts his back into it. Near side for Pickens. And this one is going to be a defensive pass interference. And boy, Pickens continues to get the best of him.
Yeah. Defense, number 2. Ball he placed at the spot of the foul. First down pitch.
Big boy's got some jiggle. He's got some dance moves. Warren taking on tacklers. Boswell, 24 made field goals from 50-plus since the start of the 21 season. More than any kicker in the league. This one from 53. And Boswell's brilliance continues. See the struggles Nix had downfield last week in that game in Seattle. Nix, everyone covered. He needs 11 here, and he's going to be brought down well short. What a play. Open field tackle by Beanie Bishop. Russell Wilson thought that this would be about his return to Denver, but still out with that calf, and Fields has been terrific. Handoff here to Harris. And this very close to another first down run for this Pittsburgh offense. Fields protected on 3rd and 12. Wobbling pass, batted down and incomplete. P.J. Locke got his hand on the football for Denver. For that tricky play, that last possession to get them a chance into gear, but their drive stalled out. How does this one end? Williams on the catch and run.
They haven't been sharp anytime they throw the ball over 10 yards in this game.
One score gets him right back into it. Here's McLaughlin slipping the initial tackle. Nifty play by McLaughlin. Obviously dealing with some slickness on that ball, but he's not going to get the benefit of the doubt as Dulcich from this crowd. Try to get some of it back here with Williams inside the Pittsburgh 45. They needed the 36. Nix making a play wide open is Reynolds. Boy, a rare defensive breakdown for the Steelers. They pick up 22.
And he's got to get the ball out of his hands, but he cannot afford to have another catastrophic interception in this part of the field.
On 3rd and 6, Nix's pass deflected, nearly intercepted. Here's Will Lutz, who last season had his most efficient year as a kicker, his best year since his Pro Bowl season in 2019. 35-yarder here to get the Broncos their first points at the 10:42 mark of the 4th quarter. Jaylen Warren just right up the gut on a 3rd and 15. Going to be well short of the first down, so Denver's defense again holds. They do their job.
They just run right into it.
So 3rd and 7, quick snap. Nix again under pressure on the throw. Over the middle looking for Humphrey, but it was guess who? T.J. Watt.
Okay, it looks like Joseph, he's going to bring a 5 or a 6-man pressure. It's going to be man-to-man, so Fields against the blitz.
But it's an early snap. Fields wasn't ready. Football is loose. My goodness, Warren comes away with it. Nix on first down. This time, Dulcich able to squeeze it. Multiple drops earlier in the quarter. Sutton just 3 targets in this game. 1 catch for 26 yards. Nix on 1st and 10. Off balance, off his back foot. He completes. It's Humphrey. Humphrey breaking free. Gets inside Steelers territory all the way down to the 40-yard line. 27 on the catch and run by Humphrey. 3:30 left. They're down 10. 1st and 10. Knicks pump fakes over the middle, completes again. It's Humphrey. Humphrey, who did not have a catch last week. Remember, had that drop early in that game against Seattle. He picks up 13 more, first down.
One of the big reasons why we've seen Knicks struggle here in the second game of the season.
Yeah, Knicks again is their leading rusher. Knicks to the end zone, slinging, and it's incomplete. Will Lutz hit from 35 earlier. 29-yard chip shot here is good. But he just hooks it inside that right upright. A little bit of conversation in terms of what the approach would be, but they're going to rely on their defense. Arch, any surprise?
Well, look, the odds that they change some of the rules regarding onside kicks.
3rd and 4.
Yeah, be alert for zone read to Fields right.
Fields faking, slips the initial tackle, and he's gang tackled. So they'll be well short. Denver looking for a miracle. Knicks climbs the pocket under duress, completes. Reynolds, little flick back, Mims, and 1 second remaining. Knicks over the middle, and it's picked off. DeMonte Casey turns out the lights as the Steelers come to Denver and win it 13-6. That's your final here in Denver.